treating you to? What am I treating you to? Oh, yeah, that's right.
There'll be food there. And we have a suite.
Yes.
All right, the time is 9:16. We are reconvening in the open. We have two items to address. The first item is to consider approval of the Lone Star Governance Quarterly Tracker. We have discussed this and gone through the numbers accordingly. And is there a motion?
Board President, I make a motion that we approve the quarterly, monthly.
Lone Star Governance.
Lone Star
Quarterly Lone Star Governance
Tracker.
Tracker.
I'll second. Any discussion? Hearing none.
But I want to justify my vote, and I want to say it in public. I'm not going to take on another 4 to 8 hour job to complete this document. I would rather do it as a group. I will not take work home. I'm not on the payroll. So I just wanted to say that so it could be known that I am not trying to be uncooperative, but I'm not going to take on an extra job, but non-paying job.
All right, thank you very much for your comments, Secretary Morris.
Board President, may I ask for clarification?
Trustee Clewis.
So when Trustee Morris indicates extra work, I'm wanting to make sure I'm not taking home extra work as well, and I don't think I am, but am I missing something in that comment?
You start filling it out, you know.
Trustee Clewis and Secretary Morris, what I plan to do is to actually incorporate this into our work sessions we'll have on a monthly basis, which everybody can be able to address this particular integrity instrument, and then we'll be able to complete the quarterly tracker in a seamless process during the next quarter. So,
But as a group?
You will do it individually, and then we will look at it collectively, because this is an individual item here.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
All right, so with that being said, we'll now take a vote. Trustee Nichols?
Sir, actually, Trustee Jones, I have a comment before we take a vote as well.
Okay, will you put her on screen for me, please?
I'm sorry?
All right, Trustee Whitfield?
Actually, I wanted to say, because I did not attend the LSG and the discussion that was had, I'm unfamiliar with. So therefore, my vote will be based on unfamiliar with the information that's provided, as well as not attending the LSG.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for that comment. Trustee Whitfield, I did send you an email requesting that if you had any questions, I could go over that information with you prior to tonight's meeting. However, I did not get a response. So that information is taken into consideration. We'll now take a vote. Trustee Nichols?
Yes.
Vice President Smith?
Yes.
Secretary Morris?
No.
Trustee Clewis?
Yes.
Trustee Hamilton?
Yes.
Trustee Whitfield?
No.
Myself voting yes. Motion carries 5-2. The next item on our agenda is to discuss taking action regarding Trustee Whitfield's device erasure. We have discussed our options in the back, and we will now look to take action or not take action. Is there a motion?
President Jones, I make a motion that we take action, let administration take action to narrow down this information.
Okay, and would you provide more clarity as you refer to take action?
And allow administration to take action based on the correspondence that they received from the DA's office.
Okay. We have
Second.
We have a motion by Trustee Hamilton for administration to move in a legal manner concerning the device erasure of Trustee Tamika Whitfield. We have a second by Secretary Morris. Any discussion?
Yes, Trustee Jones, I have a question if no one else has a question.
Trustee Whitfield.
What, exactly what violation was committed?
That will be found out through the investigation.
Okay, so it's currently in an investigation stage, and so the only way I'm gonna receive any type of information or communication is contacting the DA. Because I understand if a DA, if you submit information to a DA, it doesn't exactly mean that there is any charges, convictions, or anything of the sort. It's just to be looked into, and then it's submitted to the as a pre-hearing to a judge to see if there was enough information or the matter actually consists of a charge. But anybody can submit something to a DA and claim it allegedly to be anything. So with that said, I have not been provided with any information of what exactly there is a violation. All I know is that I'm being accused of wiping a device without any information of violation, exactly what violation that was.
Okay, so through this process, more information will be gathered. The board right now is moving to find out what we can as relates to your actions of the device being erased.
Okay, so with that said, where do my due process fall in when it comes to this? Because any other action, I was advised that the board would not take action until there was due process. So where does that lie within this?
Yeah,
Per the conservator can step in because she was the one that emailed me and stated
okay,
that.
I'm gonna
the board can
defer
take
to
action.
our attorney at this point.
I'm sorry?
So I'm gonna defer to our attorney to respond.
Okay. I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Ms. Whitfield, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. So if I understand correctly, your concern is that you don't know what allegations are being brought against you, and you're concerned that your due process rights are being violated. Did I get that
That
correctly?
is correct.
You said that's part of it?
That's correct, but that's not all of it, but yes, that is correct. That's part of it, yes.
Okay, so I'm sure that I speak correctly when I say that your due process rights are not going to be violated. Well, we don't have the right to violate your due process rights, if you will, and certainly the DA's office is going to respect your due process rights as well. I don't think that there's going to be a charge or an indictment against you unless the DA's office feels like you have violated some statutory law. So I can't speak to what the DA's office is going to bring against you because I'm not talking to them every day. So I can't speak to that. But as far as your duty as a trustee member to return devices that you have been given, I think that you understand that your obligation is to return them in the condition that it was before you when you received it, I should say. Return it in the condition that you received it. Is that incorrect or?
What I would like to ask is.
No, I'm just trying to make sure that
I mean, you're asking me a question, I have to refer back to local.
Okay.
So, for clarity, the device was taken up. I'm not sure I don't know exactly. If you're talking about the first device, that was taken up during a board meeting, if I'm not mistaken. And there were no changes. So again, I am at a loss for words. So this goes back to me being targeted for expressing concerns for mismanagement of funds in the district. However, as it relates to the device itself, I have not received any information. I have not been advised of anything. I'm just being accused. It's almost like questions are being asked for me to incriminate myself, but there's nothing to incriminate if I didn't do anything because I didn't do anything. So I'm not worried about the DA finding anything, but I understand that you could submit something to the DA and claim accusations or what have you, and they're gonna, and how it works. But when I mentioned due process, it's because when I filed the assault case, I was told that the board could not take action due to due process per the
Trustee
conservator
Whitfield,
until the DA came back
your
with something. So
time
in this,
has expired. Your 3 minutes have expired.
this situation, I'm asking the same thing.
So,
You mind, President Jones?
yes, sir.
I just want to say, Ms. Whitfield, I don't have enough bandwidth to answer your question in depth. There's just no way for me to answer your question. And I don't want you to perceive that I'm not giving you accurate or adequate information because I'm trying to lump everything into 2 minutes or 30 seconds, whichever I might be allotted to speak to you, okay? The DA's office has picked this up, and there's nothing that I can say about that.
Okay.
All right, so that, if there are no other questions or comments, we will now take action on this item. We have a motion and it's been properly seconded. So we'll now take a vote to move forward as motioned by Trustee Hamilton. Trustee Cluis,
Abstain.
Secretary Morris,
Yes.
Vice President Smith,
Yes.
Trustee Nichols,
Yes.
Trustee Hamilton,
Yes.
myself voting yes. Trustee Whitfield.
Abstain.
Okay, motion passes. The next item on our agenda is adjournment. I would like to thank each of you for your time tonight, and we shall see you guys next month. Properly adjourned at 9:27 p.m.